Hi, I'm Erik, and this is Adventures in Golf. And for this episode, we came to a remote Scottish island, home to 170 inhabitants, and perhaps the country's most unknown golf course. And I think it's right over there.
Welcome aboard.
Any trip that starts with a manual wagon is a good trip, so we're stoked.
This episode starts in Glasgow, Scotland, but it's only the beginning of the journey.
He just said he's driven the road hundreds of times and he flies, so we're stoked about that.
I'm here at the request of Nat Baldwin, who, like so many of you, has suggested a golf course or two for me to visit with the promise of something unique.
I was watching a lot of your videos in lockdown and really got into them, and then I think I watched one where you were in an island in Maine.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, that's great, but Iona's even better.
Iona Golf Course is situated on the very, very small island of Iona in the Inner Hebrides off the western coast of Scotland. And after reading Nat's email, I knew it was someplace that we needed to see.
My grandparents lived there for many years from the 70s, and I spent much of my childhood visiting the island. It has a magnificent layout on common grazing land where sheep and cattle run free during the summer. This is the real way that golf was truly meant to be played 125 years ago.
Right away, I'm flooded with memories of some of my favorite adventures. 1 part Askernish, 1 part sheep golf, with a little bit of Norway.
Nobody knows that there's a golf course here. Everyone knows about the island.
Oh, Iona,
Yeah.
exactly.
No one knows there's a course there. Yeah.
For many, it's known as the cradle of Christianity and is home to the Iona community, founded in 1938 by Reverend George MacLeod. MacLeod believed that faith was grounded in action, and he, along with trainee ministers and the unemployed, worked, lived, and worshipped together to rebuild the Iona Abbey that was left in ruins, thus establishing a new ecumenical Christian movement, working for peace and social justice, the rebuilding of community, and the renewal of worship. Each year, over 100,000 people make the pilgrimage to the Isle of Iona to witness what MacLeod once called a thin place where tissue paper separates the material from the spiritual.
There's just a peaceful aura about this place, an air of tranquility which you don't find in many other places, I think.
Now, I personally believe that golf can be very spiritual at times, and building a community of like-minded golfers helps to grow the game. So making a 6-hour trip from Glasgow is a small price to pay if that's what's waiting for us. The first leg of the trip brings us to the ferry for the Isle of Mull, and as we make our way through the ship, it's clear that we're traveling with an expert.
How many times would you say you've ridden this ferry?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Hundreds over on the way over to Iona. Yeah, definitely. Always a tradition. You come on the ferry. First thing you do is come and get the traditional breakfast. You got your 6 items.
Oh, this is a tradition here.
This is tradition to come pick your items and then have your. This is.
I thought we were just hungry.
The 45-minute ferry ride is just enough time for us to eat and take in the scenery before we're back in the car.
This is the first island, but not the Isle of Iona. This is just an
This is the
intermediary.
Isle of Mull.
This is the only way to get there.
It's the only way to get to Iona.
The drive across the island is about 35 miles on a single-lane road with pull-off areas to let cars pass.
It's kind of a lesson in society, like courteousness. You know? And like,
I don't know what it says about me because I'm trying to push ahead always.
Even with Nat pushing forward, it takes us over an hour to cross the island.
We're in Finnefit, which is closest bit of Mull to Iona, just about to park up the cars and head over because you're not allowed to take your car unless you're a resident onto Iona.
Iona is only 3 miles long, 1.5 miles wide, and has just 170 permanent residents. Together they form a tight-knit community that needs little reason to congregate and enjoy what Iona has to offer. And on this night, that happens to be a bonfire.
I don't obviously know enough yet to really understand what's going on here, but it does seem like it's almost like a holiday, actually, like everyone's getting together for a reason, you know? I don't know what's about to happen tonight for sure, but this is kind of one of those things where you feel lucky to be there at that time. It's quite a lot of wood. Who brought it all here?
So myself and my crewman Sean is around there somewhere. Put out, I think, for donations. A lot of it, the middle of it's trees and stuff, and then just, yeah, when you put out a sort of call for wood, it's amazing how much other stuff people just want rid of.
This is Finley, resident bonfire builder, and come to find out, volunteer greenskeeper.
Greens were cut about a week ago. They're fully running about this on the
How many on
70s.
the stint? -5 on the stint.
Finley and just a few others from the island donate their time and resources to keep the course in shape.
Half the holes are on the common grazing, and then half the holes are on Coverick Farm, which we farm but also look after the common grazing as well.
What do you farm on the land?
Just cattle and sheep.
Okay. And golf.
Yeah, and golf. Yeah, the golf is just like for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you need the cattle and the sheep. I mean, maybe you need the
But
golf out here.
if you don't have the cattle and sheep, that's what makes it a natural course. It's like they kind of graze it down and maintain it to a certain degree. Like if the cattle weren't there, albeit they totally trash the greens every now and again, but it would be a wilderness. We wouldn't have a course.
The whole thing is just, it's golf as was intended, as just like, it's not manicured, you just hit from there. Like we've changed a couple of tees, like moved it slightly, and maybe a couple of greens we've moved as well, like over time. And I'm sure if you're a course designer, then you look at it and go, well actually you could do this or you could do that. But if you just leave it, you know, if you're going for the course as it is and not changing anything, I don't know if you'd do anything different.
It's almost like, is the course for you or for other people?
Do you know what? In the greatest respect, it's for us, and we enjoy that.
Talking to him about the course all night has successfully increased my anticipation. So, like a child on Christmas Eve, I head to bed with hopes of making the morning arrive faster.
This is like not a pickup truck, not a cab, not a golf cart. What are we in?
That's an electric vehicle. I think Neil got it from Gatwick Airport. It's one of these trucks you used to take luggage around in.
When we left Glasgow, you said the energy that you'll feel on the island is so noticeable.
It's like no matter what your worries are in the world, come to Iona, bang,
Yeah.
gone.
I feel so like relaxed here, you know? Almost like I took a sedative.
Yeah.
That feeling continues even as we meet up with the group of gentlemen that we're playing with today.
I love your shirt.
Honourable Company of Iona Golfers.
Okay.
There's only one other honourable company in Britain, and that's a place called Muirfield, which you've probably heard because they play the Open there. It was a group of visitors started it. These guys were being a bit cheeky by calling themselves the Honourable. It was a joke, but it stuck.
What's the difference between the two honorable companies?
They're highly professional, and we're bumbling amateurs.
This sounds like my kind of game.
There's no tea times, you just wander over and play, and the only day that it gets that you really have to wait any length of time is, and you've got a tea time then, is the day we have the competition.
1 day a year.
1 day a year.
Every August, the course holds the Iona Open, which attracts amateur golfers from far and wide for a good time, and to raise a little bit of money for the course's upkeep, mostly for fuel and lawnmower maintenance.
The hat is my favorite thing, I think.
That was just dumped to me. You're not elected or appointed, you're just the previous guy says, I've had enough. We don't have any handicaps here. The rule is we play 11 holes, and your handicap is that you score off your 2 worst holes, and you count 9. The golf course was first laid out in 1885. That was 9 holes, and then the second 9 holes were added in 1905. It's been laid out like that ever since.
You're aiming for about, what's a good score? 34 or something.
About 27?
No, no, I think respectability. Anywhere in the 30s.
Lower 30s is
Lower 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
haven't seen a lot of first tees quite like this.
That's not very good. Careful, Rick. Careful.
Oh, pedestrians.
Because it's the common grazing land and there's beaches down there which just got people walking across the course, so if you hit a person you might be in a bit of trouble.
Oh, wow. Lovely shot.
Yeah, lovely. You got all that.
Golf.
Go around.
This is the first time I'm going to see Nat swing, and we've spent a day together. So he's good, Rick.
It hits it like mild.
Oh yeah. Ooh, lengthy play. God, it's just like I've never seen anything like this. It's a yellow fairway. This is a TaylorMade 3?
TaylorMade, that's me.
Okay. A lot of confusion around whose ball is where, and it's sort of exacerbated by all of the flora. Oh, nice shot. Oh, wow, that's the green. The green is quite tiny. Great putt. I feel like that might prohibit the chances of a ball going. Maybe we should take it out. Does it? Oh, it doesn't have a. There's no place for it to go. That's the normal resting place for the flag.
Oh my God.
That'll do. Don't miss the next one.
Well done, that.
Finley couldn't make the round today, but he did have a chance to show me around John's farm where they keep the equipment used for the course.
And we've got our trusty hole cutter here, which was pinched from someone from St Andrews. A greenkeeper who has shan't name on camera managed to get it for us about 15 years ago.
I'm sure they'll be okay with it.
I'm sure they'll be okay with it.
So you only have 2 mowers. These are actual golf machines, right?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think that this one might have been at some point, and then that one there is literally just for your garden. But it's got a bit of it's got a decent roller in the back. That's what it keeps them pressed down. If you just use the normal garden one,
Yeah.
you don't get anything.
It's funny because knowing now what I know about the maintenance of the golf course, it's actually in really good condition.
Yeah.
If you think that the animals are doing the fairways and you're just doing the tee boxes and the greens.
Yeah.
How often do you fire up the mowers?
Probably once a fortnight or something. So our tournament is, at beginning of August. We try and cut them as much as possible up until then.
Okay.
I tend to do it, if I'm doing it, I tend to do 9 and 9 rather than try and do 18 a day.
Okay.
It's quite time consuming.
Sure. Would you just mow the greens and the tees and go play, kind of?
Sometimes, yeah. You want to play just after you've done them.
Yeah.
And certainly, and if we've got a sort of WhatsApp group and you say, cut the greens today, and it's amazing everybody's then offering for a game that night or
Right.
the next day. But they definitely play slightly better after they've just been cut.
Eric, what did you make your first hole on Iona?
I don't think one hole is enough to have an opinion. I think the first hole was filled with a lot of surprises. It's got a different criteria
Yeah.
for golf, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Most golf in the world is the same.
Yes.
Of the 30,000 courses in the world,
Yeah.
29,980 of them are mostly the same. And this is a handful of very few courses where it's like, no, we're doing it our way.
I think that's right. I think most courses are seeking to improve, but I guess a lot of people who play here would argue, can you improve this? If you change it, then are you improving it? Probably a lot of the people who play here would say, no, this is the way we like to play. There is a bit of jeopardy in some of the putting and some of the shots, but that's makes it fun as well.
When you realize that even on a 3-foot putt, you have no real control,
No.
the illusion of control is gone.
Gone.
And then your experience of playing is much more loose, light, and
I think
fun.
so. You just accept more.
Yeah.
I go out several times a week and play. It's never actually improved my play, but I still enjoy going out and Some days you have a good day and that's really good. And other days you don't have a good day and it doesn't really matter.
Nice shot. Oh no.
This is Elsie, your daughter.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's almost 16 months old.
Okay.
And yeah, she's been coming out with me since pretty much since she was born.
To the golf
Around.
course?
Yeah, to the golf course. We usually play the 11, and then she usually falls asleep after the first couple of holes, sleeps, and then wakes up for the last couple.
That's a lot.
Okay.
He's getting the hang of it.
There we go. She seems very happy.
Yeah, she's pretty chilled out most of the time. So.
Also, she's got a great outfit. Are these? Oh, these are socks. Okay, I see.
Thanks for saying that, Eric.
I love
Because
it.
I was getting a lot of
Oh, no.
bother for. Cause I picked the outfit this morning, and I was getting some like bad looks for the
It kind
color
of matches the
coordination.
colors. You know, the blue and the green of Iona. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, all the colours of the rainbow in there.
Oh, it's unlucky.
That's great. Oh, that's hot there. That's fresh.
There are disadvantages to having animals maintain the course, but the benefits definitely outweigh them.
We combine 6 or 7 different breeds. We combine them together, so like the dark and the light sheep. So the silver is the natural colour.
This is Michael Gordon, a local business owner harnessing the island's heritage and natural resources to create high-quality crafts and the island's own wool.
So this is, again, the silver and a cream, a natural cream. You can just about make out a kind of diamond twill, diamond pattern. So this is woven in old like Victorian technology, looms 8 miles away. Like it's brilliant. And then so that's
does that make this?
yeah. So that comes into things like that and things like there's a bag here.
Single origin. That literally means it's from one place.
Single origin wool, single origin yarn.
Wow.
So it's all from the Isle of Iona, sheep that graze the grass here, sheep that look after the golf course here.
That's kind of unique.
It's great. I mean, so we had the shop here, we were selling wool from other places, and everyone's like, what's from Iona? It's like, the island doesn't really produce much.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was sheep fleece just going off to get made into carpets, the farmers were getting paid no money for it at all. So we just said, well, wait a minute, we'll buy all the fleece, we'll pay you a better rate, a fixed rate, so you know what you're getting for your fleece, and then we'll create a product that we know people want. So it takes time to intervene and grade all the wool to separate for all these products, but it's worthwhile. You end up with an amazing product.
Yeah.
Oh, come back. Safe line.
So, Rick, the 2 courses you play most often are what 2 courses would you say?
Oh, this one by miles, and then to be honest, there isn't really. I mean, I guess Muirfield once a year when they invite us down.
You realize how absolutely insane that is.
Probably.
That just doesn't, like, I don't know. I think there's probably only about 20 people who could say something similar to that. It's interesting, this course only has one tee box.
Yeah. Everyone plays off the same tee box, yeah. In fact, until you mentioned that, I never thought about that.
That's one of the cooler tee boxes I've ever seen. You know, because it seems like it's a tee box that would be more for a photo, but that wouldn't actually be playing through a golf hole. But the fact that there's a golf hole out there that you can't see because of this mound of like, volcanic rock, it's just crazy. Muirfield has been inviting you guys out to play there. Have they come and played here?
No, we always invite them, and they always say, actually, you know what, we'll just have another home game, and we are quite happy with that as well. We don't mind. If,
but one day we need to get them out.
Oh, absolutely.
They need to see them.
They keep threatening to come.
When you look back, there's really no indicator that you're on a golf course. If you were to like paint a picture of heaven, it might look like this. As a sheep kind of run, like do sheep run? I didn't think they ran. It's just, what is going on? I feel good. What would you do now, Rick?
I would put it back in. Stamp it down.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angus.
Played.
Yours.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angus. Nice to play with you.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks on the old.
Nice to play with you, Angus.
Seems to be sort of a coincidental timing here. Came by to look at the Abbey because I haven't seen it yet, and apparently church service starts in 10 minutes, so. It'll be less of a history lesson today and more of an experience, I guess.
We've talked a lot on this episode about community. The Iona community sharing common work while pursuing justice and peace in Scotland and beyond. The proud island community that welcomes all visitors, providing a place that is both peaceful and restorative. And the community of golfers that have taken responsibility for the almost 140-year-old golf course to make sure that future generations have the same opportunity to play the game as it was meant to be played. While each community may be different, it's the similarities that make Iona worth the trip. Which is why it seems appropriate that I would take part in a church service in the morning and then play the back nine later that afternoon. Because for me, they're pretty close to the same thing.
Someone straight. Oh!
Hi, cow. We finished the day on a hole that Finley created for us just yesterday, which is kind of befitting of a course that isn't defined by its architectural legacy, or a course routing that isn't royally decreed. It's more like an addition to your house that you've made with your own hands, the ultimate do-it-yourself project.
I love that he made this for us.
Well, he actually cut it. He didn't just put a flag in.
It's cheesy, but it does feel like Treasure Island for some reason.
Thanks, Finley.
So the next time someone asks if you've ever heard of the Iona golf course, tell them that they must be mistaken, so we can keep this one for ourselves.
Hey!
We made 2 putts. Dude, that was fun.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Enjoyed that.